Yes, it's me. The fuck was that opening? Anyway, yeah, fucking, it's close to my bedtime. I still wanted to stream, so streaming it's gonna be. That's probably the most I'll say. No, I have no clue what this fucking stream is gonna be. No, don't ask. No, I'm not gonna figure out. Probably just gonna be, I don't know, browsing Firefox maybe? Sure, why not? Yeah, why not? Sure. That is fuck. No, fuck off. Oh, Christ. Right, I'm currently just configuring Firefox, because, you know, why wouldn't I? What am I doing? Open tabs? Yeah, sure. Why not? Recently closed tabs from other devices. History? Yeah, who cares? Right, fine. Anyway, that's right, it's me. I don't know, I'm probably just gonna be watching random shit on the internet, because I can, realistically. That's usually what I do, you know, that it's gonna be one of those stupid streams. What is this? Ooh, Firefox has some kind of fuck-ass background to it. Wow. That's so pretty, I don't care. Well, unfortunately, you know, you missed the drawing stream I did. Shame on you. So I will now exile you to the ends of the fucking earth for daring to recommend that. Fucking, how dare you even suggest that I do something? Shame on your name. Shame on your name for asking me to say something. I'm literally going to fart right now. That's right. We're fart maxing right now. We're fart maxing. Fucking, what am I doing? Something probably. Shut up. And it was gonna be one of those weird streams because I don't have fucking time and I really have no clue what I'm gonna do. So realistically speaking, you're not gonna get anything intelligent out of me. Which is usually how it goes anyway, but you know, especially... Ugh, Christ. Especially stupid today. The drawing stream was before I knew of your existence. Fucked up. Oh no, I did a recent one actually, I think, if I recall correctly, so... Right, there you go, that's... Wait, I need to be... My pretty face needs to be up front. You're not getting rid of me that easily, Johnny. And all is right in the world. There's the pig. The pig is there. Have a night. Honestly, the pig encapsulates a lot about us as a human race. As a society, really. It's such a thought-provoking thing, that pig. It's not, but I'm gonna pretend it is, so... I don't know. Listen, I'm just gonna do random shit, yeah. What am I doing with my life? I don't know. You should watch Gooning in daycare. I think you're getting a bit too proud for masturbation. That's quite concerning. Not that it's surprising. I mean, I'm the guy who uses this emoji most of the time, but... Anyway. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Is there a random search option? There isn't a random search option. I'd like there to be just a fuck-ass random search option. I guess... You know what I could do? I'll come to think of it, I am gonna do that. Okay, give me a minute. Is this actually updating? Oh yes, it is. Good. Okay. Fucking, what's it called? My brain isn't working. Right, I'm just gonna talk about random shit, so... Make a document of the file. I guess I arguably could. I mean... Like... Oh yeah, right, it's still Sees I'm Serbian. Alright, oh, the Salt Rafal, there you go. Oh no, it shows when I was... it shows when I was last watching at it. Oh yeah, 40 page. It shows the number of minutes I was on the page. Oh no. You could tell I make a pilgrimage to this thing daily. Anyway, Mirage 2000, Start 85, fucking... doesn't matter. This one's pretty cute. I like this thing, the Salt Mirage F1. It's a pretty cool plane that does pretty cool things. I don't know what to say, you know, it's... Oh, you know what I could do? Yeah, there you go. You can't read the time you were on it. No, it says I was 31 minutes ago, so yeah, no. The Mirage F1 is the peak of existence. Kinda, yeah. I mean, this thing is, without... Basically, this thing is one of the funniest things I've ever fucking seen. It's amazing. It's exactly what you'd expect the French would make in the 1950s/60s. When did this begin production? 1961. 1950s. Experimental ramjet-powered interceptor built by the French in Nord Aviation Mach 2 Nord Greffault. Whatever. A turbo ramjet configuration used for takeoff. The first prototype, made in flight in 55, Mach 1.3, could reach speeds of Mach 0.2. It's a world record. With a... Yeah, basically. I mean, the funny part about it is the engine. I mean, the funny part about it is everything. Fucking look at it. It's an intake that happens to have a cockpit stapled to the front of it. But the fun thing is the engine, this thing. So the thing about this engine is it's not actually a turbojet. It's a ramjet, you can see, that just happens to have a turbojet in it. That just happens to have a turbojet in it, and that basically allowed the thing... You can see in the full sketch how it actually looked. This is just as far as I know, the turbo component. Obviously, turbojet fucking spools up, keeps the ramjet going, and then the ramjet kicks in and starts actually accelerating. Which is fun. I mean, leave it up to the French to make something like this. What is this thing? What the fuck? Of course it's Republic. Who else other than Republic would make something this fuck-ass ugly? Who could even make something like this if they tried? Of course it's Republic. How the fuck wouldn't it be Republic? Jet engine for most flights, small rocket engines thrust climb, was designed obsolete, first to reach Mach 1. Inverse tapered wing, in which the chord length increased along the span of the route, the opposite of conventional... I have severe questions if that's an F-86, because that monstrosity should not be allowed near any screens. What the fuck is this thing? What? Thunder Interceptor. Fucking, of course it is. It's so stupid looking. It's actually so fuck-ass ugly. I love it. It's genuinely amazing. Fucking Jesus Christ. Just when you think we couldn't get worse. What's this? Trident. That's a cool one. I like the Trident. Trident's pretty fucking cool. Jet-powered interceptor, yeah. Advanced domestically point defense interceptor. Kind of like, fucking the U-128. Why a first Chinese factor? This thing looks very funny. Like, the 1950s were the golden era of aviation, I'm sorry to break it to you. Before we realized how you actually make aircraft, we had all this fun shit that was funny, and you know, these are kind of conventional looking. This is... that's just stupid. and then Hawker, right? Those are all reasonable. This is a pretty modern-looking design, honestly. For what it is in the 1950s, this is a very modern, conventional-looking design. I actually happen to know a bit about it, because I don't remember who made the documentary anyway, it doesn't fucking matter. This thing had actually a lot of promise to be built, however, budget cuts absolutely gutted the thing. But it really had the capability of being an extremely competent interceptor for the 1950s. Especially because this was supposed to replace the Lightning. The Lightning wasn't very good, in case you didn't know, so... This thing was shaping up to have a lot of promise. The issue is, it just wasn't very... it was a victim of budget cuts, first and foremost. Yeah, the defense white paper functionally defunct the British aeronautics industry, effectively. Settling, yeah, future British military. This paper, effectively, is basically the point at which the Brits said, okay, no holding the empire together, this thing's done. From henceforth, we're just a small European nation, we're no longer an empire, so... From that point onwards, this is basically militarily saying, yeah, we're done, we're not gonna project power and influence anymore. It's not that simple, but it basically gutted the defense industry and said, we aren't gonna be focusing on power projection, we're primarily just gonna be building missiles, you know? Which, you know, it's really, yeah. This is effectively this white paper was effectively a reorientation of the British from effectively an imperial doctrine into a effectively post-colonial doctrine. Rafale versus Crying Baby. I don't think that's a very fair fight. No, I somehow think the Crying Baby might win this one. Just an idea, but you know, there you go, I remember how to spell Britain. The Winds of Change speech, that's... This thing, we're gonna be using a lot of fucking Wikipedia. The Crying Baby is overpowered completely. The Winds of Change came only 3 years later. Effectively, this is the end of the British Empire as a thing. As just an entity. Because obviously the Brits, after World War II, attempted to make power. For instance, the, Kenya, yeah, rebellion, where's that? Alright, so I'm gonna, what's it called? Yeah, the Mau Mau Rebellion, that's the stupid name. The most ugliest things to exist ever, yeah, basically. So the Mau Mau Rebellion, or Uprising, was a major, and I mean major, battle that... Basically, it was a continuous campaign, very similar to, pretty much every other insurgency, that really was just the epicenter of the British post-colonial experience. Obviously, the French had to fight the, So there's the Indochina War, and the first Indochina War is effectively France's attempt to hold on to its own territories, because it starts in December with French troops landing, and it's basically where where Ho Chi Minh came to prominence, because there was the independent Republic of Vietnam established, and then the French came in and decided to strip them of everything, and they would be in this conflict for 10 years, bleeding men. Ranja on an F-16, yeah. Why not? Sure. So effectively, this was the first Vietnam War, about a decade before the Vietnam War, And the French colonial experience very much was defined by this, and also the war in Algiers that the French also lost. The French made a very concerted effort into attempting to maintain colonies in Africa, but especially in Indochina and North Africa, specifically in Algeria. Yeah, I probably could do that and fly out, although honestly, it's it's it would be difficult to shove a ramjet, or well, yeah, I guess a ramjet into an F-16. It's a very small airframe, and those are not very small engines, so it'd be difficult. But back to my fucking diatribe. Basically, the French very much followed the doctrine of attempting to make everything a part of metropolitan France, which is to say that it was not a colony, it was a core territory of France. So, I think there's some saying that it goes like, Algeria is as French as any part of Paris. That was a rallying cry for French nationalists, and, obviously the Pieds Noirs, who are the Blackfoots, the French settlers in Algiers as well. So the French colonial experience was very much defined by this violent insurgency in both of their main colonies that lasted for over a decade. I mean, in Algeria, it lasted up until 62. So, like, that was effectively 20 years of continuous violence that really gutted the French economy. It drove a lot of policy decisions as well. For instance, one of the main reasons why France left NATO was because they were angry at the lack of Western support to maintain the colony in Algiers. And so, effectively, that the French intent in the post-colonial period was very much to maintain themselves as a global empire, as a global force, as a global power. And it's often said that the British were more willing to give up their empire, but if you read stuff like the Mau Mau insurgency and the bloodbath in India, although India was let go very quickly because functionally British control had collapsed during the Second World War, so, by 46, both countries, India and Pakistan, were independent and also at war pretty much immediately, so, there was immediately conflict. That's mainly because British influence in India so drastically declined during the war that effectively it became clear that they were no longer going to maintain colonial authority. So in those last... war was a war. How could you guess? In those last couple of months of World War II, it became very clear that the British were exhausted and that they did not possess the capabilities to maintain India. Meanwhile, Indian forces had proven themselves quite capable in battle, and so many of these veterans coming back home were very much agitated towards independence, or at least greater self-autonomy. If you actually read about the 1946 partition of India into India and Pakistan, which was done, I think, like in 3 weeks, an entire subcontinent was divided, leading to, like, millions of refugees and hundreds of thousands of dead. It was one of the worst humanitarian crises. That was effectively the result of the British simply no longer having control over the subcontinent, basically, and their last act. Basically, it was a botched job done in the last minute because it became clear that it was over. British control was over. So it's often said that the Brits were more willing to surrender their empire than the French were, because obviously the French were ready to fight tooth and nail for everything. I mean, they were physically, after Bien Dien Phu, forced out of Indochina, effectively. They simply lost positions and couldn't maintain them. The French were very much militarily beaten in Indochina, like with the battles at Bien Dien Phu. Which was effectively, it was a catastrophic defeat for the French. It was just a absolute catastrophic defeat. And then in Algiers, it was even worse, because effectively there effectively, it completely descended into a slaughter and a civil war, effectively. So it's often said that the British weren't interested in maintaining their colonial empire, but no, they were very much fully intent on maintaining the empire in the immediate post-war years. They had to settle with India being lost because they were simply overpowered there. But the idea that the Brits simply parted with the empire is just incorrect. In the 1950s, there were really two major strains. The conservatives, who were pretty much blown out after the war. Famously, Churchill didn't win his re-election in 45, or yeah, 45, which was 44 or 45, early 45, which was a complete title change for most of the world, right? His basically unitary government, which was heavily conservative dominated because he himself was a Tory, didn't win re-election. The British people voted him out, even though he was considered a war hero, because the Brits didn't like the Conservatives anymore. The Labour Party, so the the Labour movement, very much won. And so at that point, you basically have two strains, which is one side, the conservative aligned, are attempting to maintain the empire, the other is attempting to distance itself and just make do with what they've got. And so the 1950s, it very much wasn't a clear-cut, we're done, we want to leave now. It was very much a, we are undecided. Some forces are actively pushing, and obviously with the Mau Mau rebellion, which ended in pretty extensive genocide on both sides. You know, it was a shit show, a complete shit show. Because you had the communists effectively making a mess here. Because I'm not gonna surprise you, but the Land and Freedom Party wasn't a very fucking nice one. Very nice party, you know. And the attempts to actually maintain control were just a mess, you know. And it was basically, in the 1950s, the Brits were completely broke. They were attempting to maintain their status as a global empire, as a global hegemon, excuse me. And they just were done. They just did not possess the physical ability to do so anymore. The empire was gutted. Its resources were drained, and its manpower and population were simply unwilling to continue fighting. And so throughout the 1950s, you see a steady degradation of British forces from a post-war high, which was followed by an immediate slump. You know, even during initial fighting, for instance, in 1946, during the first Israeli-Arab War, the Brits were involved, nominally in neutral, kind of tended to opt to aid the fucking, what's it called, the Arabs. Long story. Already by that point, so only a year on, their forces were already decimated, and so the modernization effectively into the jet age was very difficult for the British. It was very expensive, for one. Early jets were a massive investment. They were massively capable, but nonetheless, they were they were just too expensive and too straining on the budget for such an exhausted empire. And so throughout the 1950s, you steadily see them, all plans of, for instance, major power projections, so new interceptors, new designs and everything, being scaled back and throttled, effectively, just because the resources weren't there to maintain. They just physically were not there to enable the Brits to hold an empire. And the Brits, to their credit, rightly recognized that position, so they attempted to use the US to help them. The US was really not keen on any European empire maintaining its colonies, partially because obviously colonialism was just ideologically not popular in the US, partially for the practical reason of the US needing to gain power and influence effectively in this new world, and there was no place for the Europeans in this new world of post-war Europe, where it was very much Soviet Union versus the USA. So they were not going to help the Brits, a tactic that the Brits did use was a lot of the time they attempted to install a friendly government in a region, then leave so that they can maintain friendly relations with the coming power. Usually didn't work. I mean, you still had, for instance, in India, attempts to maintain close contact with the new Indian government, which was at best lukewarm, because it was mainly made up of people who spent the past decade trying to fight for independence. But, you know, if you look, for instance, the Indian Army still keeps British traditions, a lot of the administrative structure is still British, all that stuff is still pretty concretely British, and that tells you that the Brits did maintain some kind of influence. The French very much went tooth and nail up until about 1962 or 64. I don't recall exactly when they basically also recognized, okay, this is a lost fight. We just don't have the resources to maintain an empire, and effectively then you see the attempts to build a trade union in West Africa, which in some way maintains up until recently, when French influence was really challenged in the region, effectively. That kind of worked, kind of didn't. The French kept a lot of influence in their former colonies. A good example of the influence that European states retained was the Biafra conflict. So the Biafra War, obviously, was so nominally Nigerian civil war. It was effectively Biafra attempted to secede, and the Western powers very much intended to stop that from happening. So you can see just the fucking mess of states that were involved in this conflict. You know, I mean, you have France, Israel, and Rhodesia, along with South Africa, Portugal, and China supporting Biafra. And then you have the United Kingdom, the Soviet Union, and Ethiopia. And that really shows, like, influence in these post-colonial countries, because if you don't know, Biafra is the southernmost state of Nigeria, and it's also the one that has a fuck ton of oil in it. So, effectively, this was a fight over who gets to exploit that oil. And I'm not gonna surprise anybody here, but it was between the UK, who wanted their own interests, and France, who wanted their own operations drilling in Nigeria. And Nigeria was a British colony. I'm just using it as just as an example, really. And it was a complete fucking mess. It really was just a mess. This is 2 million at least died during the war. So, just to be clear, this was an absolute slaughter. And it shows that these post-colonial empires very clearly recognize they no longer maintain the possibility of actively keeping an empire by force, but still kept resistance, kept influence in the regions, you know? Strategically placing certain people in positions of power before they left, and then supporting others afterwards, and it was primarily through actual material interests that their power, the fall of the British Empire, fucked up. But really, the Winds of Change speech that Macmillan said, obviously, is basically the turning point at which it could have been easier, certainly, yeah. But this is basically the point at which it became clear that it became really clear that there was no empire to hold, effectively. This is, if you had to really pinpoint a certain moment that you have to say that the British Empire died, some say 1991 when Hong Kong was handed over to the Chinese. That's not really correct, for 1998. What year was Hong Kong handed over to China? I think it's 1998. If it, yeah, probably, yeah. Fucking look at me spelling like I'm Dutch. Hong Kong, 1997. Year off. Year off. Decided to explode. Well, really, no. Some say it was 1997, so when the sun set in the British Empire, really, the Empire was dead by that point. This, if I have to say, at least personally, is basically the point at which the Empire just stops, you know? Because, you know, decolonization immediately following the post-war, but in 51 the Conservatives got into power and they attempted to hold on. But then during the 1950s it became extremely clear that it was over. There was just physically no real ability for for the British to maintain any kind of military power, so they would go into authority. Actually, one thing I find very funny is obviously Africa and African conflicts aren't really touched on in popular culture. and then, you know, the only game I can think of that deals with like post-colonial Africa to any meaningful extent is Far Cry 2 and Metal Gear Solid 5. So those are the games that are very funny. I actually think which conflict is shown during Metal Gear Solid 5, I'm trying to remember. It was it's Angola. But who was Angola at war with? There was the Angolan Civil War, but nah, this is before that, I think. Fuck. Who's... Yeah, nothing. Anyway, yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5 takes place both in Afghanistan, obviously, during the Soviet invasion, but also during the war in Angola. Well, a war in Angola. There were a fair few. As of recent as well. Some are within recent memory, matter of fact. You know. And this is also where effectively they were done with our apartheid. Apartheid, that's how you say it. Apartheid was obviously South Africa was effectively an independent state already by World War II. It was a dominion, but they had full self-rule. And after World War II, there was intense pressure to maintain this inequality, this legally enforced social inequality between blacks and whites. And so that became a legal system not long after, you know. I'm not quite sure, yeah, 48 was when the first official laws were passed. And it was intense racial segregation, you could see. You know, 3 languages, obviously, English in the middle text, then that's Dutch if you're interested because the Boer, and then that I think is it Zulu? It's one of the languages. It's a Bantu language anyway, I can tell you that much, but I'm not quite sure. Effectively, you know, this is the moment that the Empire stops, really. And you can see French Algeria, the conflict lasts up until 1962. Belgian Congo, that one was also a complete shit show as well. 1960. So the 1960s are very much of the point at which, effectively, it's a breaking point when the Europeans just cannot conserve any kind of military authority. Short of, I guess, Spain holding Ceuta, and what's the other one called? The other city, but that's kind of the last part of a European empire's direct holdings in Africa, effectively. There was also the 1956 Suez Crisis, which was intensified by the French and the English. Well, I guess English, the British, I guess I should say. The French and the British, along with the Israelis, to maintain control over Egypt, which declared independence not long after World War II. Obviously, there was a coup in Egypt. The king was overthrown. Nasser took power with his Ba'athist party, who were very much for Arab unity, and he nationalized in 1956 as a show of force, effectively, the Suez Canal, which was under the Suez Canal Company, which was a joint British-French venture, and they were the authority operating the canal until that point. So, what, for 60 years at that point? No, more, at least 70. Nasser nationalized it. Obviously, there's a brief war. The Egyptians get a bloody nose in the conflict, but the British also make a mess of it. The British and the French make a mess of it. Basically, the only winners of that were the Israelis, who very much took the opportunities to take most of Sinai, and wouldn't give it back for a long while after. But the British and the French were basically forced out by the Americans, who basically said, "Get the fuck out, we're done." Because Nasser's Egypt was already leaning towards the Soviets, but this basically threw the entire Arab world into the open hands of the Soviets, which obviously pissed the living shit off out of the Americans, who obviously did not much like that the entire Arab world at this point would basically have its northern star in the Soviet Union of all fucking places. Tanganyika, I think, is the name of Kenya, if I recall correctly. So effectively, it's the end of the British Empire, functionally. I'm not gonna get into this. I'm not a historian specializing in this period. I'm relatively versed on the matter, but not really well enough. I don't even know what the fuck this is. But I like how I went from talking about this fuck-ass thing to talking about post-colonial conflicts in Africa and in Africa and Asia. Damn, good for me. What the fuck am I? What am I saying? Something, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying random shit, really. Hughes M4 Falcon, my god, it's my favorite air-to-air missile. It scored a grand total of, I think, 8 kills altogether. So yeah, good on you, Falcon. Good on you. I like the Falcon. I think it's a very cute weapon anyway. I can't say it's a good one because it isn't, but it's very cute, and I I like it. It's very short. It's only 2 meters long, which is very funny. Because if you actually look at the Sidewinder, it's fucking massive, but it's just not that good, What is this? Operators. What's this? Specification: GAR1D, 2B, 4C, and D. Those are the small ones if you're interested, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, wingspan 20, diameter 20, length is 2 meters, which isn't very long. For an air-to-air missile, that is very short, historically speaking. But it's pretty fucking fast, That's good. That range is, I think, only possible against a static target, if I had to guess. I very much doubt that it had 10 kilometers or 6. Is this normal miles or nautical miles? No, it has to be normal miles. It'd be like 4 nautical miles, I think? No, 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 no. 154 is maybe like 2 nautical miles max. Anyway, I don't know. But look, it's comedically light. It's only 60 kilo. Which actually, when you look at the weight of these things, that is a tiny missile for what it is. Oh, Greece used them, apparently. That's good. It's good. You can tell the Greeks or the Turkish are using it because whenever one gets something, the other one immediately gets it. It's so funny. Oh, wait, no, fuck, sorry. 5 kills. 5 kills. It only got 5 kills. Oh, no. But they did take a MiG-21 down. They did take the MiG-21 down, my god. That's so cool. What the fuck is this? Oh, but they maintained their use in the F-106 until 88. The Lord above. Imagine being in 1988 in the F-106, which took flight in the, what, early 60s? And you get told, yeah, bro, go and intercept this Soviet bomber with the fucking AIM-4 in 1988. I'd be pissed. I'd be fucking pissed. I love the F-106, but come the fuck on, eh? Like, come the fuck on. It's so silly. It's so silly. I love it. This thing is so dog shit, and it's so I find it immensely entertaining. Oh, apparently they attempted to make an AIM-4H. That's funny. Oh yeah, obviously can't go without a fucking nuclear warhead. Wouldn't be the 1960s if they didn't slap a fucking nuke into it. Might give me a minute. Yeah, there you go. AIM-4H. Oh, do we got any pictures of the AIM-4H? Apparently that's an AIM-4H. Good to know. The AIM-4 is a very silly looking beast. Really, it looks more like a fucking rocket than it does, you know. You know, it's funny seeing these silly little what-ifs. Like, functionally, there's no point in the 1970s to even bother with the fucking, what's it called? The fucking Falcon, Christ almighty. But hey, it served with a lot of fucking people, a lot of different aircraft, including the this fucking thing, the Arrow, that the Canadians absolutely love. I hate the Arrow. I think it's the worst thing on Earth. I think whoever made it should explode. 1963 Tri-Service Missile Designation. My god. What is this? MGM-1. Oh, it's the Matador. I know the Matador. The Matador is the first fucking cruise missile, if you're interested. Yeah, it says it. Obviously, Terrier. This is, I think it's SAM? Yeah. I know the Nike. The Nike Ajax. Obviously, one of the first SAMs. What the fuck is the 5? Short-range nuclear tactical. Oh, fucking course, it's nuclear. Let me guess. Turbojet-powered cruise missile, nuclear capable, obviously. AIM-7 Sparrow, right? Makes sense. Talos. Oh, I've heard of this one. Sorry for that. Oh wait, the fucking chat isn't showing up. Well, actually, probably for better. Not really much interesting of me to say AIM-120. Oh my god, AIM-120. Oh my god, it's the AIM-1. Oh my god, I love the AIM-120. Oh, I love the AIM-120. Oh, my favorite, the AIM-32. That's the new one. If you're interested. The SRAM. Have some fucking decency naming it the ass ramp, bitch. And then this is the new long-range one. No, wait, which one's the new long-range missile? The 40. It's a 40 series. Give me a minute, I'm stupid. AGM? No, definitely not you. It's one of them. it's one of them. Look for the game designation. Anyway, I know that the US is developing some kind of AIM-120. There you go, probably. Lockheed Martin. AIM-120 AIM-RAM. New standoff weapon. AIM-174. That's the one. Pretty cool looking, you know. Wait. You know. Standard missile family. Oh, it's the SM family. Oh, that's cool. They're using SMs on aircraft. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. Okay, that's cool. Are unconfirmed certain surface launch SM are capable with the benefit of being launched from the air, maybe hundreds of miles. The US has only confirmed 240, which, realistically speaking, the actual functional range is much greater than, much lower, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see it only be about 240. Keep in mind, 240 kilometers is still double the effective engagement range of a AIM-120, so, you know. Alt for your targeting pod. 3 AIM-RAMs, 4 AIM-107Bs, and 2 AIM-9Xs, and yeah, targeting pod makes sense. That's a very strange loadout, honestly. So these are obviously the AIM-RAMs. These are the fat fucks, in case you didn't notice. And 2 sidewinders, which is very funny, I like them. You can tell this is a naval missile, by the way, by the fact that it's so fucking big. It's the size of a Matra 530, if I guess. It's very big anyway. Yeah, it's an SM-6, effectively. That's cool. I actually really like that. I mean, I think they should standardize on all aircraft carrying the SM-6, because, you know, standard missile, the main point of it is to enable interchangeability and mass producibility. Makes sense. $860 kilo. He a big boy. He a big boy. Oh, it can apparently hit Mach 3.5. That's actually surprisingly slow for a missile of that kind of size. Inertial guidance and thermal active and semi-active radar homing. Fuck you mean thermal? How exactly is thermal, may I inquire? I guess it might have a cap on, but surely you... I guess it might, you know? I guess... I don't know. It seems very silly to me that it has a thermal guidance system. Special access program, yeah, standard weapon. Very long range and nuclear. It's unclear the relationship. Probably somewhat similar, if I had to guess. Oh, the R-73 and the Chinese PL-21. Haha. AIM-RAM, fucking, what's this? Range and usage. Go away, I don't like you. Oh yeah, the PL-15. That thing just scored a couple active hits as far as I know. Not the PL-17 as far... Yeah, beyond visual range. This fucking thing, I think. Probably just scored its first kills, if I... Yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can tell. Shot down a Mirage, apparently. You can tell, actually, apparently, at least, there has been a major air conflict between them. I'm not sure what that exactly means, but... You know, some people are saying as many as 120 aircraft were involved, which would make it the biggest conflict in, I think, recent memory, certainly. Has been suggested arrangements merged, discuss multiple issues, neutrality. These disputes may be associated with subject. Yeah. Very much reasonable. Very, very much. Is that the fucking Army and Navy? Those are very funny looking flags there, boy. Where is, it was 8th of May, I think. The major, yeah. Yeah, 12 Indian drones shot down, 25 loitering munitions. When was the major fight? I mean, this is, you know, it's only the 10th. I really should not be surprised. Wait, how do you know what happened on 11th of May when it's only the 10th? Oh, I guess because, yeah, it ticked over and sometimes... Sure. Is it 9th of May? No, it can't be. No, it was either on the 8th or... it was on the 7th, you know? Yeah, apparently it was an intense engagement. J-10 shot at least 2 Indian jet fighters. The second, the Washington Post, 3 crash sites, including Mirage. Yeah, this, it seems, at least, currently, to have been one of the largest air-to-air engagements in modern history. Now, keep in mind, this is coming from India and Pakistan. Do not trust India or Pakistan, I need to make it extremely clear. But it clearly was a major air engagement if 5 jets are down. I think the number is 5 at this point, I could be wrong. You know, what's happened today? Oh, nothing's happened today. Fucking dumbass, fuck you. Wah. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Well, actually, I can check on Twitter. No, stop, go away. Stop! You're violating the law. Oh, my ass. Actually, I've never played, fucking, what's it called? No, we're not doing VTubers. We're not doing VTubers. Get the fuck out of my house. I'm ready to close this shit down the second I see the goddamn VTubers. Cause I'd be faulting them. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is the good feed. This is the good feed. This is how you know we're getting good content. Me showing my fucking Twitter feed. Which is basically just shitty memes and VTubers. So, you know. Okay, I should kill myself. Shut up. The less shown on that thing, the better, frankly. Listen, I've finally tuned my algorithm to show only the worst. So, you know. You don't know anything. Fuck you, but why did they say that it fucking has a seeker, a thermal seeker? Yeah, where are you getting this information from? What? Like IOG, I can understand. Thermal, active, and semi-active radar homing. As opposed to fucking what, passive? How do you... what? You know what, the less said, the better. The M120, oh my god, I love the M120, bro. Oh, it's so good. The M160. Kuda. Oh, that's a good name, the Kuda. They should name it the Kuda. What is this? My god, it's a hit-to-kill weapon. Oh god, my god, that's so good. That's so good. Welcome back, Aim 4 Phoenix. We missed you, brother. Brother, we missed you. Fuck is this shit? FRAM. How many missile projects do you fucking have? Oh, that's the name ramp. I was getting very confused. Was displayed US magazine. Shows its CUDA concept. I love my CUDA. Muda CUDA. CUDA Luda. The missile under development and began evaluation in fucking something. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about any of this. The Astra Mark III. Oh my god, that's my favorite missile. Shut. Shut. How did I even get to this point? I don't know. My fucking brain doesn't work. I mean, nothing. My nothing works currently, but you know. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, there you go. Coin, there you go. Where's dog fart coin? Dog fart price chart. Dog fart. What do you mean my dog fart is worthless? What the fuck, bro? What do you mean, bro? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. Unverified. Only interact with tokens you trust. What do you mean? You're telling me the dog fart coin isn't? You're telling me that I can't buy dog fart? Damn. I'm so sad. Oh, MILF coin. Yeah, that, gotta get that. Gotta get that. House coin. Fuck, love house coin. Schnoz. My god. My god. These. Dog fart. Who even comes up with this shit? I mean, I come up with this shit, evidently, you know. Go away. Leave this fucking page. Dog fart. I love dog fart. I love dog fart coin. And everybody needs to make dog fart coin. Somebody was buying and selling dog fart coin. What point in your life do you need to go that you're selling and buying dog fart coin? Like, at which point in life do you ask yourself, okay, what the fuck am I doing? Who's holding it, this shit? Who's buying dog fart coin? Wallet address, no name apparently. It's all top 10. It's who the fuck buys dog fart? I love this. Let's see what this guy's doing. Next gen Solana Explorers. Who the fuck are you? Who are you? Balance something. Oh, a billion dog. Who are you? Who are you? Wallet account. Somebody's wallet account. Oh my god, he has 0.33. Let's see what his assets are. Let's see what his assets are. He has a token. He has Starship. Okay. He has an NFT. Oh, he's got NFTs. He's got Trump. He's got Trump NFTs. That's good. He's got some NFTs. He's got domains. No domains. No stakes. Nothing. Nothing. But weak sauce. Weak sauce, motherfucker. Weak. You are weak. I hate you. I guess we're not allowed to see it straight. The fuck is this shit? Powered by Triton. What the fuck is Triton? Oh, no, wait, it's loading. We getting it. What the fuck is this? Unknown. This is definitely money laundering. Like, this is very clearly money laundering. Oh, but he's got $700. That's right. That's good. Gotta follow him. Yeah. Oh, I can't follow him. How am I supposed to see my to see my fucking brave dog fart trader? Trump Fair ID. Trump Fair IO member. And I think this is dog fart coin the latest. What the fuck is this? Oh yeah, somebody bought dog fart coin. Shit spiked 100% in value. You know what? I should make what is Wall Street Bets? It's called Wall Street Bets. Okay, I'm gonna open it in a different window though, because I don't want Reddit chasing my ass. Give it a minute. How can we live without dog fart coin? Truly a question for the age, but automatically added itself to Mozilla Firefox. Okay, 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 I'm not complaining. Wait, what's the point of this? Clears your browser and search history. When you close all private tabs, doesn't make you anonymous. Oh, fuck you. Here's my Tor browser. Do I have Tor in this system? I don't know. I might have Tor in this system. I don't like the... I thought I could use this as, like, incognito or some shit, but apparently not. Reddit.com, my favorite. Oh, it doesn't log me in. Okay. Okay, so we good. We good. What is this? Oh, it definitely logged me in because I'm getting Ask Serbia. Well, let me snipe it, it's not perfectly insane. No, fucking sad for you, buddy. Am I logged in? Apparently I'm not logged in. I should be logged in. Yeah, please. I love it. It's amazing, obviously. Mr. Shadis pants. Right up in the crowd, not with the world leaders, obviously. How could he? What is this goon babe? The fuck is this? Not you, go away. Thankfully, it's not playing audio, so that's good. What is this? Total population structure by ethnicity. Croats. What the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? Oh yeah, what? Probably don't want that. Yeah, let's just not see random tits. And there you go. There are our favorite mongoloids of the past 24 hours. r/Wall Street Bets. You know. All the shitty memes on God's green earth. Oh, is this tomorrow? Oh, is he gonna make an appearance? Shame. Oh, Berkshire Hathaway. That's actually quite fucking interesting. Where are the stupid trades? 1,000 in 3 minutes. Yeah, every single one of these. Every single one of these, by the way, is gonna end in catastrophic losses because fuck you. YOLO win. Good on you. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Look at that. Let's not look at that. That doesn't look particularly good. Oh god, it's quite late, isn't it? What is this? You, obviously. Well, I should go most popular of all time. Is there an option to search Reddit with this shit? I don't know. My brain doesn't work. Nothing about me works, but, you know. Best, yes. Compact. What is... Go away. Can I change when? Top. What's top? Oh, top is this. Top is just them being happy. When economy collapse. Don't worry, brother, it's coming. Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking something funny was gonna happen. Evidently not. I don't think that's supposed to be showing. I very much don't enjoy the fact that this fucking is showing currently. Okay, yep, there you go. Not doing that. I do not enjoy that being shown. Fuck you. Anyway, that's the end of the stream because I got bored. I'm gonna be real with you, I got bored. That's it, that's all of it. I got bored. Hopefully it didn't show anything useful. No, it didn't. Thankfully it didn't show anything. That's good. Good that nobody's watching. This shit's stupid. You should feel sad if